Today, I got the opportunity to interview Pololo, Liberty's newest band who are taking the campus by storm. The band, founded by three brothers, Zuriel, Isaiah, and Ezekiel Mercado, was founded with a heartwarming mission. Here is my interview with two of the founders and band members.
Okay, my name is Jasmine Henry, and today I will be interviewing Pololo. First question, tell me about Pololo. Who are you and what is your mission?
You take this one. Okay, so Pololo, we started at the beginning of this year, and the mission statement that we have as a band is to save the lonely. And basically, we're wanting to bring music that brings freedom and life and joy, confidence to people through saving people from loneliness, and the music would have life within it that would touch people. So that's kind of like the basic mission of it now.
Yeah. What was the whole question?
Tell me about Pololo. Who are you and what is your mission?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're brothers from North Carolina, half Chilean, half American, and then our other brother Ezekiel's a part of this as well.
Yeah.
And we grew up doing music, but never like really thought we'd do it as a full-time thing. But in this last year, we felt like God was calling us to do it, and so we, in faith, stepped out and we're trying to go for it.
Okay, so cool. So you've been like involved in music like for how many years would you say?
Like music has always been around us like for a lot of our life, but we've not really invested in it until like 2020 probably. For the past like year.
Yeah.
It's like we took piano lessons when we were a little bit, but we didn't really even know that I went A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like. Yeah. And like we always like sang, and like sometimes our mom would arrange Christmas songs for us to sing, and we'd sing them, and stuff at church we'd sing maybe, and he played the drums at church.
Yeah.
And so it's always been around music, but like we didn't really get really involved in music until like we came here.
Okay. And then, so what are your inspirations when it comes to like writing songs or just any type of music that you guys are listening to?
For me, my main inspiration, I would say, is God, and things that I go through in life. Like usually, I think some people like when they go through something hard, they eat ice cream, or they like, they like go watch a movie.
Director.
But for me, like,
that's good though.
That's good. That's a good coping mechanism. But for me, when I go through like something in life that I don't understand or that's like really hard, I can't help but like write a song. And so I'd say like God uses life circumstances to inspire me, but also like hopefully I would hope that my songs are inspired by the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. And then musically would be like there's a lot of soul and Latin influence in our music as well as like indie. So that's
Cool. Okay, and then so you guys obviously are related. So like, how do you balance family life and work life, considering like how intertwined it is right now?
Yeah, it's been something that in the last 6 months, but especially this year, that we've been really trying to navigate and understand, because it has been difficult. Because we're all very driven, like our whole family, and so it's been a lot of like we work here at the school and like with our band and with our social media, and then you go home and you're still like thinking about all of it,
thinking about it,
and
talking about it,
because like in the last year, our main relationship, like as brothers, has been what we're doing together.
And so like when we have the same room, like we share a room, and so like we like try and go to sleep, and then I'll be like, oh, Zuriel, wait, we could plan this, and we were like, wait a second. Sometimes it goes too far with when we're like still thinking about what we're doing as like our band and stuff, and then just like resting and being brothers.
Yeah. So it's still like in the setting up boundaries, kind of.
So we don't have it down to a science.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right, and then okay, so you guys obviously you said you started this semester, like performing and stuff. So tell me about like your first gig, like what at Liberty, like what were your emotions for that? What did that look like? Just tell me about it.
Okay, so the first gig would be Block Party. I guess Block Party, which is like for anyone listening that doesn't know what that is Liberty's big like festival, outdoor festival thing, and there's thousands of students there, and so it was really a huge blessing to get asked to be a part of that. Um, and I'd say like we were mostly excited for it, like not really nervous, but it was the first time that we've ever tried to organize a large band to be ready for a thing like that. So like we weren't nervous to perform, but it was more like how do you organize all of this and make sure everyone has
We had like 2 weeks before this,
Oh, wow.
like because the semesters start and block parties in the same week, and people were thankfully here because of like they were part of marching band and stuff like that. And certain people lived here in Lynchburg, and so we had like basically a week and a half to get the whole entire set ready. And it was like
so we were scheduling rehearsals and like planning each rehearsal out like minute by minute to try to make sure we got all the songs learned, and then scheduling to make sure that if this bass player is not there, then what about that bass player, like so. So
but it was like performing was a really cool opportunity.
super exciting. Yeah, and it was cool to see like we had designed the set to try to be engaging to begin with, and then kind of come down and then come back up.
Oh, nice.
So with the expectation that the audience would be able to feel what we were wanting them to feel more fluidly, and we saw that happen. Like so, it was cool to see like what we planned for and like what we cast for actually happened. People were excited.
Explain your journey to Coffee House and what was the process? Was it always like the end goal for the semester, or did it just kind of come up at the last minute? And then just kind of explain the audition process for that as well.
Okay. Yes. So we had been planning from the beginning of the semester. We were trying to decide exactly what we wanted to do. So we wrote out a list of like, here, if we could, ideally, here are the events we'd want to do. And so we were like, we want to do Block Party, Grand Fiesta Latina, Taste of Nations. We want to do an acoustic thing, and we want to do our own end of semester concert and or coffee house.
Yeah, so it was on the list of like priorities of things we want to do, but kind of like
At the low end.
on the low end. Yeah, because the other events you have like your whole set and there's more time invested into it. So. And then I didn't really want to do Christmas Coffee House to begin with because I don't know, because like the audition is in like early October.
Oh, wow.
And to prepare for it, it's like late September. You're preparing Christmas music already, and like listening to a bunch of Christmas music and trying to decide what you're gonna do and arrange something. And I'm like, I'm not, because I don't want to ruin like how I feel for Christmas.
You don't like Christmas music?
No, I like Christmas music during Christmas time.
That's fair.
And I don't want to be already tired of Christmas music by the time it gets to Christmas.
I love Christmas music. I play it in July. So.
And so basically I was kind of like, and I was like, it's only one song that you're able to do, so there's a lot of people there, but not necessarily they'll even remember what you do if you're not if you're not opening, if you're not closing, then like all the ones in the middle, like kind of get mixed in between. So I was kind of like we shouldn't prioritize that as much.
But
I was.
Yeah, but I really wanted to do it because I thought it'd be fun to try, and also it's really cool to get to perform in front of like 8,000 students, whether they like recognize you again or not. Like just to have the opportunity to be on the stage in front of many people.
Yeah,
it's like
and to be in the Vine Center.
And to have the experience of like even how that works while you're performing. Like what's that like? So it's like it is a cool opportunity, and then also we've become closer friends with the director of student activities, and he was like wanting us to be a part, and we wanted to, but yeah, so it was good also like to keep the relationship with him. So that was nice.
So yeah.
But yeah, so
So
it
then,
was kind
like,
of
then like 2 weeks before the audition, we were like coming to the point where we had to decide if we were going to do it. And I kind of was like, well, it's like if you can arrange something and I don't have to listen to Christmas music right now, like go ahead, like do it. And so then we had a meeting with one of our musicians to Ryan Hedrick, if you're gonna put his name in there, to arrange it. And we were like, he had this idea of like it could go like this, and then maybe go like this, and then I went as well, and we came up with this arrangement that we did that we really liked, and I was excited to audition with, and I was excited to listen to and to practice. So it was,
Right. So I've heard you guys mention like other musicians. So it's not just you three that are performing. At least at Coffee House it wasn't. So like, how did you find like your musicians to be a part of this?
So that was kind of an interesting story. How much time do you have? Like, because I don't want to. Like,
Oh,
good?
I'm done. So I don't
okay.
have anything after this.
Okay. So like, I won't make this super long, but basically, when we started this at the beginning of the year, we were both kind of in a place of like questioning like what are we trying to do with our lives, like what's the purpose, like because we had both come to the School of Music kind of as like we felt like God was leading us to do that, to come and study music, but it wasn't necessarily like our dream from little.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be a professional soccer player, and him
I
as
did
well.
too, yeah.
We were both training a lot as soccer players.
Yeah.
And before coming, we were like, Lord, like we want to go 100% for the soccer. We'll even travel out of the country. But every time we'd pray that type of thing, there was like this pull towards the music, and
yeah. And there was like an opportunity to like move out of the country and maybe like get into an academy. Like we had this guy that had connections, and he had seen us play and he liked it. And then COVID happened, and like the whole entire thing was like shut down. We kind of lost touch with the guy, and there was a lot of signs and like pointing towards studying music at Liberty, like a lot of signs, and it just felt like it was what God was calling us to do.
Yeah, so long story short, we ended up coming, and it was super, super cool the last few years studying. But then at the end of it, it was like we graduated, and it was like, okay, now what? Like, we did it, but like what? And it's like, can't anyone write a song? Can't anyone just like kind of sing enough? Like, what are we trying to do? Like, what's the point of this? And so we were both kind of in that place, and we, like, apart from each other, we're coming to a place of like surrendering to God. That's like, okay, because like my whole life has been like, what's the purpose? Like, what's my purpose? Like, why am I here? Like, all of that. And we were learning that's like, you can try all you want to bring meaning or purpose out of your life, but you can't. Like, only God can take something you do and make it meaningful. And so we were like, in that moment, we both were starting like, okay, God, if it's the music, if you want to do music with us, like, do it. Or if it's not soccer, if it's just like landscaping, whatever it is, like, whatever you can use us for to bring purpose or meaning to our lives or to someone else's life, like, do that. And so in that moment, we felt like fresh, kind of like passion to go for it. And that was in like February. And so then it was like 2 weeks from a coffee house audition actually. And we're like, okay, let's go for it. And so we put together a band, and we were kind of, everyone who we knew that's like go-to musicians were already like in a band and different things. And so we ended up with a lot of people that were like, oh yeah, what about that guy we ran into a long time ago? What about him?
Yeah, we had like loose connections with certain people, and we were like we could like reach out. Maybe we were like, our sister knew a guy who played bass with her one time a few years ago that stopped going to school for a year but then was back. So we like met with him, and
yeah, so we like went like person by person, meeting with them, showing them our vision, like this is what we want to do. And then we were like, but can you actually play? Like, we didn't even
we're just trusting you that you can play. And they're like, I can't.
It's like, show us a video.
So we're like, okay, video's good. You can.
Yeah. So then, like in 2 weeks, we put together a song, and we auditioned for Coffee House in the spring, and it was an original, and it didn't get in because they didn't want originals. And yeah, it was so good too.
It was really good.
And so, anyways, we had it together, and they were like, "No, you're not in." And so then, us being competitive, we're like, "Well, we'll put our own show on then." And so we asked everyone in the band, like, "Will you guys like be a part of this as a band for this concert we'll do at the end of the semester?" And that was our first thing last semester.
Yeah. And so then that whole semester we like made a set list for it and got other people to perform at our concert, and we had like rehearsals like every few weeks or every week. And, it was really cool.
And we had like 200 people show up, 200 to 300 people show up, and it was in someone's backyard.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool.
It was really nice. And so then it was like, from there, then we've kind of had people that see what we're trying to do, and we kind of saw better what we're trying to do. And so we've asked people to be a part of our band. So that's kind of like, there's like a lot of individual stories in that, but that's
That's so cool. Alright, so my final question is, where do you guys see yourselves individually in the next 5 years? And then the second part is, and then how do you see yourselves as a group, like, in the next 5 years?
That's a good question. I see individually in the next 5 years, I think that within the next 5 years, I'll probably get into a serious relationship. I don't know if I'll be married and have kids yet in 5 years, but I definitely will be like, I'll have met the person.
Yay!
In the next 5 years, I would say.
I love that.
And then
And I can dream,
and then I would say with the music and stuff, I would like in the next 5 years to have a song that has like impacted people to the point where they would want to come and be like sing it with us. So like if that means touring, like that you could, it'd be cool like to do a show in front of a few thousand people and that they all know the song, like
Yeah.
that type of a thing in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'd also like to have made our first $1 million in the next 5 years. Definitely. Yeah, I could see us getting there in the next 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Also-
just see myself working with my brothers in some capacity. If it's the band, then that's good. If it's something else, then probably that too. Like, we've always, growing up, have always imagined working with each other throughout our entire life. In whatever we do.
Yeah. Down the line, like past 5 years, we want to have like a creative company basically that does music. Like we have our band, but that we are funding like animations and funding movies and film. Yeah, and I want to write a musical and stuff like that.
Anyway, sorry. Cut that.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, it's a little bit vague, but that's like the idea. And I don't know the exact timing of stuff, but I foresee us doing those types of things.
Wow, that's so cool. I love that. Well, I mean, that's my interview, so thank you for being part of it, know more about you guys and your band. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, the places that we go, I guess we'll never know. Chingu friend amigo, da 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 oh, things might not go our way, and dreams might have to change. Let me see okay.
Here we go.
Pensei que a mensageira para nós, para sempre. 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 Things might not go our way, and dreams might have to change. Let me see the okay. Let me see back. One more time. Oh, the places that we go, I guess we'll never know. Chingu friend amigo, da 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 da. Though things might not go our way, okay.